the thing more than anything my practicum experience gave me is just the opportunity to really, with this teacher, build, I guess a significant skill set of how to take my teaching to a whole nother level. Because I had primarily worked with children with autism, this was the first time I was working with children with different disabilities or children that were at risk. And so for me, my practicum experience was beginning to learn how to do that, and then my student teaching experience was the culmination of that.
One of the things that was really beneficial about the practicum experience was they matched it up to the area or population that I thought I wanted to work with, but then they also pushed me beyond. So when I came into the program, I didn't think I wanted to work with students who had emotional and behavioral disabilities, and during my second practicum experience, I was put into a classroom, a self-contained classroom for students with EBD, and it was during that practicum that I really fell in love working with that population, and it's actually driven my entire career.
And I feel like I have a few of those teachers that I've worked with in my practicum sites that I still have contact with, and have been tremendously helpful throughout hard times during my own teaching. For example, loss of a student, and that was my mentor teacher that I went to right away to try to figure out how to best work in that situation.
I had a unique experience of being a supervisor in the program, so I didn't necessarily have to do practicum work, and that was a lot of fun for me because I got to be a student and I also got to be a supervisor and supervise my friends, in a way, give them feedback. But I loved that part of it, and I also love I feel like I had a personal relationship with each of my instructors. I felt like if I'm not getting something, or if I want to explore something more, I can go talk to them and they're going to facilitate more growth and more learning.
To study something that you feel passionately about and that you believe in, it doesn't feel like work, it feels like learning. And I was fortunate enough that part of the focus of the program enabled me to do that. So even though there was a lot of work, and the practicum and the student teaching, and when you're doing 32 hours in a student teaching environment and then you're coming in for a 4 or 5 hour classroom time, yeah, it's a lot. But if you're studying things that you feel passionately about and that truthfully you love, then it doesn't really feel that much.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate to have had the practicum experiences that I had while going through the program at the U of O. They push you a little bit. You're learning while doing, and that's a tough experience to go through. But I think every single one of my cooperating teachers was a graduate of the program here at the U of O, and that was tremendously beneficial to know that they went through the same thing and they made it out okay, and they knew that. So they were able to give me that support on those really tough days to say, hey, I've been there before, I've stood where you stand now, and it's going to be okay, and here's how I worked through it before.
I couldn't imagine having a first-year teaching experience without having the master's program here. So I wouldn't have been able to take over the special education classroom and start it without having the knowledge I got from here. It would have been a disaster.